In fact, we're extending more than $4 billion in low-cost loans that's going to create more than 12,000 homes across this country at prices that are lower than what the market's actually going to bear. We also need to continue to make investments in non-market housing. We saw for about 30 years governments, and I should say both Liberal and Conservative governments, made the decision not to invest in affordable housing, and we are paying the price now. As a result of the National Housing Strategy, we've put funding in place to support the renovation or construction of 500,000 affordable homes that are going to be made available to low-income families. There's more that we need to do, but today there's a very specific challenge that we're tackling in the City of Calgary, and that's changing the way that the city's going to get homes built. If we're going to succeed, it's not enough for us to have the money in place. We have to change the systems. What I'm thrilled with over the course of the past couple of months, we've seen agreements launched through the Housing Accelerator Fund where we put federal funding on the table to incentivize systems reform and to reduce red tape that's actually going to see tens of thousands of more homes built over the next couple of years. We've got agreements with cities like Halifax, Kelowna, Kitchener, Hamilton, Vaughan, elsewhere in the country, and today it's Calgary's turn. It's not a coincidence that we're here in Calgary. We're here because of the leadership of the city, in particular Mayor Gondek and the council, who implemented a bold plan to get more homes built in Calgary in a way that a lot of people probably didn't think was possible even a few short months ago. I think the story behind how Calgary got to the place where we are today is worthy of mention during these remarks, and it provides an excellent example of how the Housing Accelerator Fund is designed to work. The city started putting together its application to the Housing Accelerator Fund back, I believe it was June, at the same time that they were developing an ambitious housing strategy that was going to get more homes built in this city. They put together a series of very specific reforms in response to the call to action that the Housing Accelerator Fund represented. The kinds of reforms that they're looking at now include massive efforts to grow housing in the downtown area, a faster approval process, the creation of districts that are going to have more density where services, infrastructure, and opportunities already exist, more density around transit lines, which in Calgary, by definition, is going to have more density around post-secondary education institutions as well, a focus on affordable housing, and making sure that we're continuing to promote density and creating opportunities to build more secondary suites and accessory dwelling units so we can get more homes on the existing properties. What we saw when the council debate was playing out was a very contested series of policies. It's a different approach to get more homes built in this city. I wanted to do what I could to encourage people to make the ambitious move and get more homes built. We sent a letter to Mayor Gondek outlining that we want it to be a good funding partner to incentivize the city to be bold. And did they ever answer the call? The adoption of this policy has created space for us to make a record investment through the federal government's Housing Accelerator Fund. And I'm very pleased to share that as a result of that back and forth that we have with the City of Calgary, the federal government will be investing $228 million here in the City of Calgary to get more homes built as quickly as possible. What's most exciting to me, though, whenever we have the opportunity to make these announcements, it's not the number of dollars that we invest, it's the number of homes that are going to be built. What we expect to see as a result of the reforms that Calgary is launching and going to use these funds towards is nearly 7,000 new homes by 2027, over and above the pace of construction that the city was already expecting to see. And the city is projecting over the next decade, there's going to be approximately 35,000 new units approved in this city. This is a major advance when it comes to housing policy in the City of Calgary, and I would dare say that it sets an example for the rest of the country to follow. One city at a time, we're working to change how Canada builds homes, and we are grateful for the opportunities we have to showcase the amazing work that's happening here at the City of Calgary in hopes that we can scale the effort to build more homes across Canada in the years to come. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be back in the city. Happy to hand the microphone back to my colleague, George Shaw.